We're here today to see if you can beat Fallout New Vegas following the New York SAFE Act. For those of you that don't know, the New York Secure Ammunition and Firearms Enforcement Act, the SAFE Act, is a gun control measure put in place around 2012, and it mostly bans what they call high-capacity magazines, anything over 7 or 8 rounds. It was later changed to 10. Body armor, just body armor in general, metal plates, soft body armor, and the like. It's also an assault weapons ban, so if it has an external magazine, detachable magazine, and a pistol grip, it's automatically considered an assault weapon. Mind you, if the pistol grip is also where the magazine goes, there's some leeway, but even then it still needs to have less than 10 rounds. It also bans certain calibers and is more strict on other calibers. So 5.56, 223, 7.62, any military-style round, as they put it, is a heavily disputed, for the most part, unless it's in like a revolver or something. Thumbhole stocks, also not something you can have. 50 BMG and maybe some 50 caliber handguns are also a no-go. Beyond that, there's no waiting period, and some other firearms restrictions apply. The biggest hit to this run, though, is you need an ID to buy ammunition. They even want to try to extend it to a background check, but they haven't quite gone that far yet. So what this all applies to in rules for this run is we can only buy firearms that adhere to the New York SAFE Act. We can only buy ammunition from certain sellers, and we can't use pre-war body armor. Anything that is in the pre-war style, we cannot use. So NCR armor, mind you, that's mostly just leather armor sewn together, and Legion armor is mostly just hockey equipment, not hockey, football equipment. That's the sport. Even then, some of them do have metal armor in places. We're just not going to go with anything that's pre-war. So power armor, combat armor, NCR Ranger armor, even the salvage power armor, we're not going to go with. So with all that out of the way, we can get into the run proper. Stopped off at Chet, got us a varmint rifle. Can't go to Sunny Smiles for it because you can't give people guns. Everything has to go through a background check. We dropped off all of our other weapons and equipment that's given to us from the DLC. Kept the broad machete. Machetes aren't against the rules yet. And that's where we're starting. We're also using the Ghoul's Duster because I like the way it looks, and it gives you the same damage threshold as a set of basic leather armor. First thing I do is wander around Good Springs for a bit, trying to collect up a bunch of loot to sell off. Can't pick up ammo, can't pick up guns, can't pick up body armor that's pre-war. Everything else is fair game. Especially the empty cartridges for ammo. You can make your own ammo with no problem. It is kind of annoying, though, when you come across a bunch of good guns sitting there for use, but you can't take them. Hit up the skydiving place, head on out, deal with the powder gangers. Easy enough. Ebbet will take their armor, because the armor, these sets of armor that they are wearing are not pre-war. Some of them have pre-war body armor on them. We can't use those ones. Head on over to Prim, level up while breaking into Beagle stuff. Take junk rounds because I think it's going to help out quite a bit. That perk is just not a good one. 1 piece of scrap metal and 3 tin cans gets you 1 ammo, and you still need the case for the ammo. It would make more sense if the scrap metal was taking the place of the casings, and you got more than like 1. Not too much of a problem dealing with convicts. Although one with flamethrower kind of gets us a couple times, but doesn't quite kill us. Able to knock it out of his hands and deal with it. Beagle catches a stray shot, but here's an interesting thing. The New York Safe Act does not prohibit the use of flamethrowers, believe it or not, because New York State is mostly an agricultural state. A lot of farmland. Most of New York State, in fact, is farmland and nature preserves. So, flamethrowers that are agricultural in use, you're allowed to have. From what I've been able to tell, the flamethrower and the incinerator, well, the flamer and the incinerator would fall into that category. They take not an external tank on the back, but an external tank housed on the weapon itself. And they also have a heat shield on them. Trying to figure out how Beagle got shot.
I don't know what it was brought you to
Went
Prim,
back and
youngster.
talked to Nash
You
about
might
it.
wanna rethink
He wanted me to find him new sheriff, just reprogram the museum robot. Strange that they all come with all of these pre-programmed abilities to them.
Hello there.
Head outside and try to wait for a while, and Malcolm Holmes kind of sneaks up on us because we picked up a Sunset Sarsaparilla Blue Star Cap, whatever. Acts all surprised when he talks to us and whatnot, when we were literally just waiting there for a few hours. Couple shots for precious ammo to deal with him. Still, though, some of these NPCs are just annoying. Trade, get some more ammo. Pick up a 357 revolver. Good gun, easy to use. It's a revolver, falls under the Safe Act. There's no waiting period on handguns or long guns. You just need to have a license for handguns and whatnot. We're just going to say the courier does, since he had one beforehand. Puts in some pretty good work. Hitman's animations are nice and smooth. And I find out later on that he even changes some of the animations dependent on what perks you have, which is just... should have been in the game from the start, but... Head on down the road a ways. Heading to Nipton. Get jumped by the Vipers, I guess. I swear, it's like a double spawn here for these guys. It's just crazy. Deal with them, and this
Like we got a
revolver's putting in work. Go talk to Jackson and kill some ants. Easy enough to kill. Good experience in killing them. Well, we can't accept all of the rewards he gives to us because he gives a service rifle and a bunch of ammo. Have to drop those, but the caravan lunches are okay, and the experience, that's what we're after. Head to Nipton, and this is... I figured I'd leave this whole fight mostly unedited here because this is just annoying. The broad machete puts in work, and if you can close in on a ranged target with this machete, you can mostly deal with them. It's just the ranged guys are crippling me and staggering me, which, yes, I know this is a mod now. But Vulpes, you get up close to him to try to deal with him, and he deflects you. Well, you still do a little bit of damage. You got to do this whole runaround with him. Now, you can take Vulpes out easy with a ranged weapon, but I'm stubborn. Have the broad machete, don't want to waste ammo here. Although I do run out of stim packs. Knocks me out of ats. Also wanted to focus him down so I could get my hands on his Ripper. Take everything he has. He doesn't have a firearm or ammo on him. Run back inside this little bar, cantina, shop, whatever. Heal up with some food and some water. Reassess the situation. Get the Ripper equipped. Realize that you can use 223 in this 5.56 rifle, which is pretty cool. Do that later on if need be. The incinerator's still going. Could use that if I need to. But the Ripper is what I want to test out. See if I'd get staggered out of the Ripper animation. All these guys are still out here, and yes, I can get staggered out of the animation. But Ripper just does what its name entails and just rips right through them. There you go. Fun little tidbit there. Loot them for their football pads and whatever other stuff they're carrying that's not guns or ammo.
No.
Drop the service rifle and the armor-piercing ammo he gives to me, although it would have come in handy later. We can't keep it. Did pick up a second varmint rifle when I bought the 357, just in case I needed to fix it down the road a ways, and it was cheap enough. After dropping those, head out. Up past Nipton. I like to take the mountain pass so you're not ambushed by the people with explosives. And while dealing with these guys, the Legion comes. Because, of course, the Legion just shows up. Now, at first, I'm annoyed, trying to figure out what to do. I don't have any stim packs or anything, really. Guy's chasing down on me with a super sledge. Armor's pretty good on these Centaurians, I think they are. Finally decide just to take out the incinerator and use that. While it also hits fairly substantially, bypassing most armor, it's the burn effect that also deals with a lot of them. Now we can pick up flamer fuel because it's not ammunition. It's not regulated or anything. A lot of flamethrowers and stuff that are used for agricultural purposes in New York State are just gasoline ones, which is strange. Head over and deal with the Nightkin for the rancher here in Novac. Tell him all about it. Get some money, some experience, get liked, and most importantly, get the Brahmin steaks that they keep in their refrigerator. It ups your strength just like alcohol does, and it stacks with it, so if you ever need to get out of a pinch, you're fine. Deal with Victor, steal Jeannie Mae's key, and get the bill of sale so we can do Boone's quest. Nice little bit of experience. Figure while we're here, I'll also stop by the Dino Bite. Pick some stuff up after I rent the room here. Since you helped out, she just gives you the room. That way in case I need to store stuff or anything like that. Come and talk to Cliff. Buy an HD cylinder for our revolver, and we pick up that gun. That gun, while it is chambered in 5.56, which is in a wary cartridge to say sure, as long as the cartridge isn't in anything semi-automatic, you're usually fine. And while yes, that gun is a semi-automatic revolver, the entirety of it being in a revolver is the defining characteristic of it. Same with 5.56 being in a bolt-action rifle. Well, sure, the varmint rifle has a thumbhole stock. It's also bolt-action. So they don't really... It's a gray area for the most part, although most places would say, okay, whatever, it's fine. Help Boone out. Wear a Centaurian helmet because it gives some head defense at this point. Steal what we can from her, talk to Boone, give him the bill of sale. Some good experience. Head on out. Put that gun to use, trying to figure out point of aim with it. Although it hits hard. Go and start dealing with the ants out in the dry lake bed. Again, good experience with them, easy enough to kill. Most don't take more than a shot from that gun. Talk to Alexander, the gun runner here in 188, or the I-88, whatever it is. Toss some extended mags on our varmint rifle, and it gives us a whole whopping 8 shots, so we're still within boundaries here. We could even buy a suppressor for it if we wanted it. And, mind you, we'd need to pay a 200 cap premium on it, but yeah. As we're heading down the road, we get jumped by more Legion. That gun makes quick work of them, and I'm happy about that. Didn't know there was a spawn for them right here on this bridge. They always seem to wipe out this town now, which is kind of funny. And this little trading post. Trying to figure out where the last guy went, and he just kind of fucked off over across the bridge here. There's 2 of them, too, which is always fun. Make quick work of them. Loot all their armor and healing powders and all that. Take it to sell it here at the gun runners to pick up some more ammo and another rifle. A battle rifle. A straight battle rifle that was used in a war isn't banned, but civilian versions of guns are. It's a strange beast, this New York Safe Act thing. Although the most we'll get for items is for armor that is completely repaired. While there are some other items that we can collect later on, most of our caps is going to be coming from armor. Stop by New Vegas North and pick up some fancy new clothes from the courier's cache. Adventure around, deal with the fiends, same old, same old. Try to get up enough money to be able to get into the New Vegas Strip. Give him all the heads of the guys. Head on out. Take the Cowboy Action perk, or Cowboy perk, whatever you want to call it. That gun doesn't count, but here's where I start realizing that the animations have changed. That Hitman outdone himself. Now when you're shooting, you're fanning the hammer, which is amazing. You also do a little flourish when you put it away, which is nice. That man and his work for New Vegas is insane. Head to the Gomorrah to try to make some money, lose pretty much everything. Try to recoup the losses here. When in reality I mostly just waste most of my ammo and most of my stim packs.
Welcome to the New Vegas.
So I had to recoup my losses for stim packs at the New Vegas Medical Clinic and say, hey, let's hit up the top since we're already doing this. Take out the battle rifle, make quick work of a lot of them. While some of them have some machine guns and the like, most of them just have 9mm pistols. Easy enough to deal with them. The battle rifle hits fairly hard. You wait here, you can get them coming around the corner. For the most part. They're wearing nothing but suits anyway, so it's not like they're tanks or anything like that. I think the most heavily armored one is Benny with his suit. Although I don't know if his suit actually adds anything beyond, like, charisma perks. It doesn't matter. Go about looting and then deal with the rest of the last couple of chairmen here. I hate the lunging animation for melee attacks in this game. It makes no sense. Reload and take out Benny. I don't know if he just has more hit points or if his suit is armored in some way. I don't know. Just strange. Head on out and this guy, Valero, whatever, comes out. Shoot him in the back. Like I always do. No one cares. I already don't like Caesar. Trying to stay on the good side of the NCR so I could possibly buy ammo from the requisitions officer. Doesn't really matter. Doing a yes man run here. One, it's the easiest style of run, and two, it's when I'm personally playing the game the way I want. It's how I always go. Cattleman revolver. Playing a lot of Red Dead Redemption. 357 revolver. Puts in work, especially with the cowboy perk. I don't know if you actually shoot it faster when shooting from the hip and fanning the hammer, but it feels like you do. And it's just, it's nice. Head on into the Lucky 38. Take out Victor first. Using that gun now. Hits harder. Shoots not as fast, but it just hits harder. I like the reload sound. Always pick the wrong goddamn floor to go to. No matter how many times I do this. Might make a mod that just says this one when trying to pick the floors. That'd be nice. Take out the Skirtrons up here at the house. Again, that gun makes quick work of them. Again, it's shooting a rifle cartridge. Well, not a huge rifle cartridge. It's still gonna hit fairly hard. Well, yes, you don't have the barrel length to really get the good oomph out of it. It's still doing what it's supposed to. Getting crippled again because, again, we light armor and, well, actually, clothing and light armor is all we can really wear. A lot of the medium and heavy armors are pre-war armors and or use pre-war armor as a basis. Head on down and say hi to House. Slick animation. Wait for him to do his whole Crypt Keeper thing and then just blow him away. Go talk to S-Man, get him instilled over in the Lucky 38. That way we can get back into the swing of things. I even sit and ponder this time which one I'm supposed to click on, and again, the presidential suite sounds like it has more authority than the penthouse to me. Don't know why. Maybe because it has the word president in it, you know, and that's supposed to be like the highest office in honor. So, yeah, I don't know. It will never not get me. Ponder doing Honest Hearts. Could really use the 1911 quicker loading. Decide on a different DLC to just dip my toes into with Lonesome Road. Because there's two things here that are not weapons. The arc welder, which I just picked up, is an arc welder. It's used to weld metal to metal. Supposed to also be good against power armor. We'll see. And then the second, after I deal with some Securitrons, goes to show you how much work this revolver can put in. Well, the beginning of the DLC right here isn't too hard. It's time consuming. The marked men later on, I'm just not going to deal with. I'm not doing the DLC this run. I just stopped by to pick up a few things to head on out. Wasted pretty much all the stim packs I had on me dealing with this rocket barrage. I also picked up a Bowie knife because I thought it was going to outpace my Ripper when it doesn't. It's just too slow. There's the final item we needed. The H&H Tools nail gun. Again, not a weapon, not restricted. And as for the EC packs used with this thing, which I thought would help against metal armor, doesn't. Not technically ammo. Well, sure, you could try to classify energy weapon, microfusion cells, energy packs, EC cells, MF breeders, all that as different types of ammunition. I'm fairly sure those have been used in normal electronics in the Fallout universe, such as radios and like fusion batteries are used to power most houses and stuff in New Vegas now. Put the nail gun to work here at the NCR Correctional Facility after testing it out on powder gangers. It rips. It rips. Cripples limbs very fast. I don't know if that's simply because it fires so fast. You could just mow down a bunch of light armored and or medium armored guys. Heavily armored, like we saw with the Legion there, doesn't really do much to them. Then again, if you can get a bunch of leg shots on it, you could probably cripple them. They just keep running down the stairs, keep mowing them down. Easy enough. Easy enough. Still don't get why some people charge you with melee weapons. I get it, it's a fantasy game and whatnot, but it don't work too well. Coming off that high of dealing with them after they gave me such trouble last time, I figured, hey, the arc welder thing is supposed to be great against power armor. It's not. Like, it's situational to a point to where if you're heavily armored, you could tank some power armor, and you just get right up in their face and deal with them. But if you got multiple guys shooting at you when you're light armored like this, you're not going to make it. Took out one of them, dipped back behind here because, well, I'm just getting ripped apart. Fairly sure I'm out of stim packs again. But as long as you can get them right up in your face, you can usually knock out their weapon and kill them fairly quickly with this thing. I guess it makes sense. It's not a flamer. It doesn't shoot out a cone. Seems to be a directed beam of electricity, which makes sense to a point. Take out the Brotherhood here, grab the key so we can head further in. I decide I need to go fuel up on stim packs again. because I'm all out. So I buy a bunch of stim packs. Head back in, all cocky and whatnot, and they've reinforced the outer gate because, of course, they would. I get destroyed a couple more times in the process. Head on down and decide, hey, I'm just going to put that gun to use. And it works. It's a very heavy-hitting gun, which I think bypasses some armor. I'm not using armor piercing or anything, just normal 5.56, whatever it is here. Get them on the stairs and a nice choke point. They're easy enough to deal with. One after the other after the other. I eventually get into the habit of using VATs just to knock out their weapon. And then just taking body shots with them. Here's where I realize if you just get right up in their face, you can deal with them fairly quickly. With the arc welder. Start taking out their guns and then just shooting them. Can't cripple you and kill you if they can't shoot you. Take out the rest of them without too much of a problem after that. Set the place to explode, head on out. Go deal with the rest, well, what's left of the Brotherhood, I should say. And now, since I know this is a thing, I'm going to do this every time I have to blow up the Brotherhood. Go back and taunt Veronica about it. And again, you get enough nails on point and you can usually destroy the armor for the most part and then just get right in there. Run up to the boomers to say hi. Not doing their quest today. Also not going to kill them all because I don't have the armor for that. Say hi to the cons. Not doing their stuff today either. I could, but I'm not. Realize that if this little scenario hasn't played out until after you've upgraded the Securitrons, they'll use rockets to kill the dude at the gate. Already destroyed the last two casinos. Might as well destroy the white gloves. Head on over to Caesar's tent now. To see what we can do here. Picked up a chainsaw on my way in because they carry chainsaws. Finally decided on just using the chainsaw. It puts in work. It's a bigger ripper, although it can still be deflected, which is weird. No one seems to really care. No one's aggroed except for like one guy. Probably could have walked out and they wouldn't have cared at that point. Head on out, get the ripper going, keep getting it bounced off and whatnot. With taking out the Praetorian guards and the like here that are Caesar's bodyguards and the like, I thought maybe I'd take their ballistic fists as a good melee weapon. Looking more into the ballistic fist, they wanted it to use its own ammo type, like shotgun shells or ballistic fist shotgun shells. The ballistic fist has two barrels on top, and when you punch, they both go off. So that's pretty much a short-barreled shotgun that fires twice with one dedicated motion to activate, or whatever their definition is. So that's a no-go. The two-step goodbye would work, but I'm not buying that. So head back to S-Man, tell him we dealt with everything, went to the El Dorado substation, killed the NCR. Time to hit up the dam. By this point, I bought a brush gun, I think they're called. The 45-70 lever-action rifle. While some calibers are specifically banned in New York by the SAFE Act, such as 50 BMG. I don't know if 50 AE or 50 Beowulf is, but I know 50 BMG is specifically banned. I don't think 45-70 is, although if it was 45-70 in a semi-automatic anything, it probably would be. So, I had to deal with the Legate, and I'm just going to mostly let this play. Grab a thermite lance off of one of the dead guys, because thermite is mostly used in shipyards and in railroad construction, while thermite lances are mostly just used for scrapping, cutting things apart, mostly. Try to use that, deal with a few of them. Works somewhat, although they keep spawning in. Put the nail gun to use. Some. Focus down the Leggett, because that's the only way you're really going to end the fight. Take him out, and then just, you can take your time picking everyone else off. Easy enough. Take his sword and take his helmet. And I still find it funny that his face is supposed to be horribly disfigured and burned, but he's just a normal dude with a mustache and goatee. Mutton chops, kinda. And with that, you can beat Fallout New Vegas by following the New York Safe Act. It was interesting and it was fun. I'm just glad there isn't like a waiting period or anything, otherwise this would have taken forever. Always interesting to see what regulations and stuff some states put on things. Interesting to play it as well. Thanks for watching. I guess like and subscribe or whatever.